So, UFC 5 has just been launched in the trailer wise, and it's coming out on October 27th, 2023. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I understand the double edged sword that it's a new engine, new damage system. You could get doctor stoppages now. I don't know really how I feel about that one. Mixed reviews because it will be frustrating if you hit someone hard enough and then in the next round it comes down to doctor stoppage at the end of round three. It's like a Masvidal versus Nate Diaz situation where you're just like, yeah, that was a good fight while it lasted, but it's not going anywhere else. And then, I think it's just a little different because it is a game. You can always click the restart and then run it back and then see who gets the authentic finish. My guesses are they're probably just trying to make it like more to the real UFC sport because let me be honest, in UFC 4 there were times where I would hit someone with an uppercut, they would go down like a ton of bricks and the referee wouldn't have stepped in. Like if you watch some of these UFC fights, you know for a fact if you got hit that bad, the referee would have rushed in and stopped the fight. Unless you're with Mario Yamasaki or maybe Herb Dean on a certain night, you're probably going to get stopped a lot sooner than those video games would lead you to allow. So the whole new damage system that they got going on, the action base, they're probably going to revamp some stuff. I will be honest, an honest like positive to this whole thing is you have them adding Mike Tyson, you have them adding Muhammad Ali, and you got them adding Fedor Emelianenko, which they have not added to a game in a while, from what I understand. Well, he wasn't in 3 or 4, but he's making a return in 5. And you can't have OGs like Mirko Cro Cop and not have OGs like Fedor. In fact, honestly, bring back Don Fry. No one talks about him much anymore. I'm glad that they brought back Dan Severn a couple of times. They should bring back, Kevin Randleman, because that guy was also amazing in his heyday. And, just that entire time when guys like Wanderlei Silva were the OGs of the sport and they were on top of their game, knocking fools out, and you just had straight up killers all over the place. Because I admit that it has kind of changed in the landscape of the sport. A lot of it's different now when you look at modern UFC to the days of Don Fry versus the Gracie Killers and all those guys. And just, oh man, those were the days. Sorry, I've been reminiscing. I'm going down those rabbit holes. If you can't tell, I'm passionate about the UFC sport. So who knows, these new engines, these new dynamics, you don't know how much they're going to change the game. And you know what? We're probably going to like it better if you are a fan of the UFC actual sport and you understand how stoppages work and how sometimes they have to call fights, how sometimes just things happen in the sport that are unconventional. It adds that sense of realism. All right, so to be honest, and if you just like fighting games, I'm sorry, but I really hope this new perspective does change your mind. And maybe you could watch the sport. Maybe you could have something to do with your friend's pay-per-view on Saturday nights. Who knows? But one thing is for certain, I don't think it's all going to be bad. I'm excited to see the new format. I'm going to play it a little bit. I'm going to add to this channel. I'm going to move forward with this Gaming Corner channel and specifically do gaming content for you guys because I want to keep my channel separate. I want to separate things a little bit more just based on what channel I want to put out there. So this is going to be strictly a gaming-based one just to appeal to more gamers. And I hope that this video reaches out just to say, let's give it a shot. We don't know where this is going to go. I hope it's good. It should be. It's a game. And you know what? We always have this complaint. And I'm going to leave you guys with one more thought that, like, if you see like games like Assassin's Creed where, everyone's complaining that it's the same game, same gameplay, same mechanics, same code, and then they change it in Odyssey, and then they change it in Valhalla, and then they change it. Or if you go to Gears of War and you notice that it's the same game over again, and they never change it. Now, the Assassin's Creed reference I'm about to make is that, yeah, they change it slightly ever so often, but they're mixing it up. They're showing that they care. They're showing that, when people say, oh, it's the same game every year and it's never going to change, at least they're going to try something different with you. And you got to just give it to the game companies for at least trying at this point. So when I see them actually changing the format and adding stuff like this in UFC 5, let me tell you something. I'm actually going to partially look forward to this change in pace, and I'm going to look forward to what everyone is, probably complaining about right now. Don't be so doom and gloom if you are, and if you're in good spirits and have high hopes for this game, I'm right there with you. Now let's celebrate, wait for it to come out, and then you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do some non-biased reviews of this game and the mechanics going forward because this matters. I will see you guys later. Happy gaming. See you next time.